Happy Halloween, bitches, I'm back for a limited time only. So basically, I'm making this little podcast-like video in response to Shokyo, who challenged people to at least criticize their favorite gaming company, in which mine is Nintendo, and at least all their faults when it comes to Wii U. And I can tell you, there are plenty. Mainly, let's get started with the advertising, or lack thereof. Now, of course, when the console launched, I didn't see any commercials for it. At all. There was stuff online, of course, and I can't knock Nintendo for that. Advertising online. But see, here's my thing. You look at companies like Sony and Microsoft, and you see commercials on TV from them all the time. Then you look at Nintendo, you barely see shit from them. At least in the TV world. See, the only thing this year that they've had a commercial for on Wii U is Pikmin 3. That's it. And you've seen little mentions, at least with the Wii U logo, and from my estimation, at least as Injustice, and Assassin's Creed 3, and Black Ops 2. And it's funny how Black Flag and COD Ghosts don't have the same Wii U logo. Isn't that funny? But I'm thinking maybe, since mainly those commercials are PlayStation or Xbox focused, because at the end they usually say you'll get 60 minutes of extra gameplay only on PS3, for example, when it comes to Sony, or in Microsoft's case with COD Ghosts, they'll advertise the free fall bonus map pack only on Xbox 360 and Xbox One. So I don't know how Nintendo just drops the ball when it comes to advertising, or their lack thereof. Because if they would advertise their games a little bit more, if they would have those commercials like they did with the Wii, where you at least had "We would like to play." You know, those commercials? Those were good. Those were good. Why can't we have similar commercials like that? And no, don't show me the UK ones, because the UK ones are hokey as all hell. Let's be honest. Now, what can they do to solve this? You need to set aside some money so you can advertise. Because you got, at least next year, 3 big games coming out. You have Mario Kart 8, Smash Bros. 4, and Bayonetta 2 at least. Then there's so much room for more titles along the way. But the main thing is you need to advertise those games. Those are going to be big for your future, because if they don't sell, they're not going to sell units, they're not going to sell games, then I can officially say that the Wii U may be doomed at that point. And the people saying that they'll be doomed will actually be right at that point. But at this juncture, they're not right at all. Wii U's barely a year in. I mean, they're lucky just to be at the place they're at now. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about. This lack of an account system. Not necessarily an account system, but helping us to back up our saved files, our purchased downloads, and anything else we purchased through eShop. Now, I know Shokyo and Blackbuster Critic have touched on this, and it's a legitimate concern. It really is, because what if your Wii U bricks? All your purchases are just tied to the console. They're not tied to your Nintendo Network ID, which is what should happen, right? That's what should happen, but it's not. Now, they are aware of it. They are aware of it, but they need to find a solution, and they need to find a solution soon. Because there's going to come a point in time where something big is going to happen, and the main problem is going to be because it's only tied to the console themselves. All your purchases, everything. It's all just side of the console. Now, unless you have a USB drive, but I don't know, that could be affected too. So they need to get on that problem, and soon. Now, one of the minor things that I've noticed, and no one else has talked about for some strange reason, the lack of a USB headset. Headset support. I could only use my iPod headphones to play Call of Duty Black Ops 2. That's sad. That's really sad. Because I'm talking through an Afterglow headset right now. And it works great on PC. It's great for use on PC. But it was advertised for Wii U. And there's a little gray cable that you connect to that's double the 3.5mm port. And that's totally okay. But I would rather wear it wirelessly, without the wire tether. You know, because that's the point of a wireless headset. And for the Wii U, it's a wired headset. That's sad. There's no excuse for that. You had USB headset support with the Wii. Granted, it took you 4 or 5 years to do, but you eventually did it. So I'm not seeing why you just can't do it for the Wii U. And every update since, you still haven't done USB headset support. I would like that, please. Thank you. Now, as far as eShop goes, eShop's been doing fine. You know, I remember a video I did way back when on my previous account. I talked about the 5 things Nintendo needed to do to be successful with the Wii U, and one of them was to do more with the eShop. At least try and make it like Steam. And for the most part, they've kind of done that, minus the drastic price cuts during the weekends or during special sales or anything like that. That's not to say Nintendo has not done special sales, because for the 25th anniversary of the Famicom, they've had at least 5 select Virtual Console title games for 30 cents. And I picked up most of those. You know, F-Zero, Super Metroid, and games like that, you know. And I like the deal on their Virtual Console where you can, if you have the saved Virtual Console file on your Wii version, whenever you're on Wii mode, you already had transferred files, and then you go buy that Virtual Console game, the Wii U version of it, on the eShop, you only have to pay at least $1 for a NES game, or $2 for a Super NES game. That's awesome. That's great. Now, if they could just get on Super Mario RPG, that would be great. And say that's another criticism. It seems like they're dragging their knuckles when it comes to releasing stuff on Virtual Console on eShop. It seems like that. And they've also have not fulfilled their promise yet to have Game Boy Advance titles and other titles from the other past consoles that they mentioned at the January Nintendo Direct. And I'm just wondering when those are going to come out. That's all my concern is there. And another, well, this is mainly due to the community now. The other complaint, the Miiverse. Now, I've talked about this before, and I'll probably put a link in the description where I'll talk more about it. But basically, this is just the bottom line for me. Holy hell, some people need to grow up. Like, seriously. I'm just saying. Like, some people actually need to use their brain before they post. And that's all we're going to say about that. Moving on. Going back to Virtual Console while you play the games. While you go play the games. I'm not sure why the gamepad overrides everything else. I believe that's bullshit. it should not override everything else. You know, the gamepad should be player 1, then the classic controller should be player 2, then another classic controller could be player 3, etc. No, the gamepad overrides everything. That's bullshit. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All you have to do is just play 2 classic controllers or 3 classic Wii U Pro controllers, or 3 Wiimotes, just like that. And I wish they'd fix that in a future update. That's my hope anyway. And another thing, another criticism, I wish they'd do somewhat more with the gamepad. You know, something that people can actually just straight use the gamepad. They won't have to worry about using the Wii U Pro controller or Wiimote Nunchuck. They won't have to worry about any of those things, because all they want to do is play with on the Wii U gamepad. And I believe the perfect game, in my opinion, to fully take advantage of the Wii U gamepad is another Pokemon Snap. Just make a remake of Pokemon Snap, put in all the 6th gen Pokemon, gens 1 through 6, sorry, and then just, you can use the camera as a Wii U gamepad. It's that simple. It's so intuitive, and it'll actually draw most people to actually use the gamepad. Giving you another example that at least Shokyo has talked about, and he's actually getting flamed for a lot now, that we barely have any online. Because most of our online experiences have been on third-party titles, like Injustice, Black Ops 2, Assassin's Creed 3, you know, etc. And that's kind of sad. It really is. Now, I know most of the games that Nintendo's come out with, you know, has online support, but that's not the same thing as online multiplayer. Let's keep it real. Of course, all the games Nintendo has is able to post on Miiverse. That's standard. That's standard, but not every one of them has online multiplayer. And see, it's mainly been third parties that have been implementing online multiplayer. Now, granted, most of the online efforts have been either non-existent or have been gimped in some form or fashion, but the point is, they have at least had online experiences on the Wii U. Whereas Nintendo, not so much. I mean, we're barely going to have online multiplayer with Mario Kart 8 next year. It's so far off, you know? It's just kind of funny to me. Oh, speaking of Injustice, NetherRealm, where is the second season DLC? I still haven't seen it on the eShop, you know. And I know you've made us wait for at least 4 months for the first season, and that's, you know what, that's fine. There's no excuse for it, don't get me wrong, but it's fine. It's fine. But at least sometime in November, because it's been 4 months since I think since Zatanna was out, so at least in November, can you put that on eShop, please? That'd be awesome. And I guess to close here, since I've been going on a long time, it's gonna be okay, guys, and I'll tell you why. Because I believe Nintendo can at least solve their problems on their own. I mean, they've been in this business for almost 30 years now, in the video game business, and I believe they can solve their own problems just fine. I mean, they'll get done eventually, and it's just a matter of having faith in this community and having faith with them, because let's be honest, they're not going to be perfect 100% of the time. And you know, there are many things that we as Nintendo fans can always wish for, wish they could do this, wish they could do that. But at the end of the day, you know, we should at least be happy with what we got. But that doesn't mean we should settle for everything Nintendo gives us. That doesn't mean we should be... That doesn't mean we should always be excited for what Nintendo brings us or doesn't bring us. Which is why Shoki always says that we should let our voices be heard. Because, especially this year, there have been so many things changed because gamers have spoke out. Whether it's been the Xbox One, the PS4, or it's been the Mighty No. 9 Kickstarters, and all the other Kickstarters that's similar. I mean, it's basically anything, and I believe the good people that at least can use logic and reason to at least solve problems and offer Nintendo suggestions and solutions, you know, those people will win out eventually. And I believe if Nintendo's smart, they'll listen to those people. And I will fit myself in that category. Because I have always listed problems with the Wii U, and I've always also listed solutions. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. It just takes a little brain power, and a little deductive reasoning, and logical thinking. Logical and critical thinking. That's all it is. That's all it is at the end of the day. So, I want to thank you guys for listening. It's been fun making this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What do you think Nintendo should do as far as the Wii U is concerned? And I hope Shokyo gets this message loud and clear. And so until next time, this has been Rob Beasy. Peace, y'all. I'm out.